What is going on, everybody? Depraved Slash here, back with Pounds. This is the Pound and Slash Marvel Media Podcast.
Hello, people. We're back.
This is the Comic Corner number 2.
And I didn't read not a damn thing. Oh, that would be... Oh.
He read it all.
Look, watch me. I'm looking at him with a puzzle look at my face like...
We talk about it as he reads them.
Mm-hmm, right. And I'll be like, so yeah, that's what happened? Oh. So, and then when you say, so what do you think about it, Ralph? Yeah.
Now, I do not doubt that this won't eventually happen.
Just gonna come up and just like, so but, Ralph, so what do you think, man?
We've still got at least a couple of weeks before we start hitting that crazy shit.
I'll be like,
So, as per the normal, we're going to pull up the second page that does not show us. Ta-da! And as you can see, Ralph picked Loki to be his main person for the next one.
Because he was a savage.
So his picture got replaced by Loki.
Now it's your turn, friend.
So I'll be calling out the... You'll see who my pick is next week if you haven't been keeping up.
Yes, sir.
I'll announce it at the end of this episode, though. So, starting off, you'll see I changed the format a little bit. First, we start off with the heroes and the Fantastic Four comics that we're going to be covering. And for those of you that don't know, we'll be covering Fantastic Four's issues 1 through 4. And then we'll also be covering 2 separate Tales to Astonish issues. Certain stories within those issues.
Right.
But starting off here, this is the Fantastic Four. Here you can see Susan Storm as Invisible Girl. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, she started off as Invisible Girl, not Invisible Woman.
Wow. Yeah, I was reading that. It's like, okay, sure.
We've got Benjamin Grimm, who is also the Thing.
Yep.
We've got Jonathan Storm, or also known as Johnny Storm,
right.
as the Human Torch. And as you can see, back then, Torch had no facial features.
And then, say like the android, or the flaming android, the first Marvel character who can catch on fire.
Right.
That they made, so, yeah.
And then we've got Reed Richards, who becomes Mr. Fantastic.
And like you say, he's the one that actually kept his name. Everybody else was not even their name. Like, that's cool.
Right, so she starts going by Sue. He goes by, so Susan eventually goes by Sue. Benjamin just goes by Ben. Jonathan Storm becomes Johnny, goes by Johnny Storm.
Right.
And then Reed Richards is just Reed Richards. Dr. Reed Richards.
Why you gotta sound like you didn't want nothing small? No, I'm
but
just
yes,
Reed.
These are the Fantastic Four, ladies and gentlemen.
First superhero family.
And then we move to the next screen, which is going to show the villains we're going to run across here. As you can see, we're going to be covering Mole Man. We're going to be covering the Skrulls. We're going to be covering Miracle Man, and then Namor, who also has Giganto. And the only reason Giganto is mentioned here is because he actually had a name as opposed to some of the other monsters.
Oh, not Big Monster 1?
Right. Mole Man would just kind of have some monsters that he was controlling.
Right.
A lot
exactly.
of weird shit.
This whole comic was interesting / weird as fuck. But I dig it. I dig it. I get behind it, I guess.
And then some places we'll discover in the Fantastic Four is New York City.
Hey. New York City.
Monster Isle. And then the ruins of Atlantis.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's some stuff we'll get to look forward to. Now moving on over to Tales to Astonish.
Here we go. Why?
We're going to be running across Henry Pym.
Right.
I don't know if that was Hank before he became Hank or if that is Hank's dad. But Henry Pym shows up here. Luther Gore and the Space Beasts, they're important here because Luther Gore shows up again later on in one of the Hulk or Thor comics. I don't remember which one.
And then we get Jeb.
And then we get Jeb.
Jeb.
Just Jeb.
And fucking Jeb. He's a superhero, by the way.
As far as places we're going to be going through in Tales to Astonish, we've got the Anthill, and then we've got what is just called the Midwest. They don't actually specify where Jeb is. It's just in the Midwest.
We're going with it. Let's go.
It could be Indiana.
Let's go. Like Indiana. This the Midwest. You cross this line, I'll beat your ass. All right. Monsters run. The Midwest.
Those are things we should know, or we will get to know.
The Midwest, bro.
The Midwest.
Hey, fuck it. Let's go with that, bro. Let's go. That's it. Don't cross this line.
So like I said, and basically we're going to cover it in the order that we were supposed to read them. We're going to cover the first 2 Fantastic Fours, and then it's Tales to Astonish issue 27, which is going to cover the Anthill, the Man in the Anthill story in Tales to Astonish. And then we'll be covering 2 more Fantastic Fours. And then issue 29, which is like the invasion of Earth or some crazy shit like that. So starting off, Fantastic Four issue number 1 came out. So all of these comics were written by Stan Lee.
Yep. He was. Yep.
Including the Tales to Astonish. They were all penciled by Jack Kirby.
That's a talented writer, man. Or a drawer, I guess.
And then inker was different. So the inker for the Fantastic Fours, the person that colored in everything for the Fantastic Fours, was Christopher Rule.
Right.
And then Dick Ayers came in for the Tales to Astonish and colored those in.
Cool.
All right, so starting off Fantastic Four issue number 1. This came out November 1st, 1961. These comics is older than us.
God damn. Like, we had to think about that. Like, what year did you just say?
Yeah, 1961.
Say like not 2019? Nah.
We start off with someone shooting off a 4 into a sky from a gun, because that's possible. And then...
Jeez, bro, for this comics, bro.
The way this issue starts off, I thought was really, really well done.
Oh, yeah, no, it's well done.
So we see Invisible Girl having tea with somebody, and then she just disappears.
Right.
And it was crazy because everyone was freaking out because, like, they would hear somebody be like, coming through, excuse me, but they didn't see anybody. The cab man takes her to where she's supposed to go and has no clue.
First of all, what the fuck?
Right.
I probably like,
and then all he sees is, like, floating money when she's trying to pay the fare. He freaks out, speeds the fuck off.
I would have quit my job that day. Like, yo, boss, I ain't doing this shit no more, bro.
Thing is at a clothing store trying to buy clothes, and the dude's constantly like, we don't have big clothes for people that big. Like, he doesn't see what Thing looks like.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, Thing sees the 4 pop off in the sky. He rips his coat off, smashes through the wall.
And then everybody's freaking out like, what is
People
happening?
are like shooting at him.
Yeah, they were. I was like, oh god.
He rips a manhole cover straight off.
Right into the
jumps
water.
Into the sewer.
Yeah, he did.
Goes to where he needs to, and then he pops up out of the sewer, but he just breaks through the ground.
Right, like a boss.
And a car runs right into him, and he's like talking shit to him.
He is. No, he's like, yo, what the fuck, man?
He's like, you didn't see me?
That was lit. That was a little one. Hey, bro. He should have, next scene, he just fixed it. What are you doing?
Right.
On the thing, bitch. And then just leave.
And then we see Human Torch. He's at an auto body shop. He just flames on and goes through the car roof. He doesn't even get out of the car.
Not blowing
He's
up
like,
the car.
I'm here for you to fix my car, but I'm gonna go ahead and light it on fire because I can.
This is the most, bro. Let me tell you something. I mean, it was well lit, but if you think about it, bro, now that's the cheesiest shit. Everybody was cheesy as fucking this whole. Don't get me wrong, it was cool back when it came out. Like, what is this?
And then like he's mid-flight, and
he's gone.
And then like while he's flying, he starts getting attacked by some jet fighters that are in the sky.
Yeah.
And he ends up trying to get away from them, but they get close enough, they start melting and have to bail out their jets. And he's like, I tried to tell y'all to stay away from me.
We're going to have a lot of fuck-up moments in this situation. This is one of them.
But then somehow he loses his flame-on ability, like he starts falling.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. It was like on and off with him.
But we see a missile chasing him, and Mr. Fantastic reaches up and just grabs the missile out of midair.
Yeah, because I was wondering, where the hell is Mr. Reed Richards at?
And he throws the missile into the river, ocean, whatever.
Man, you just killed Namor. I'm just...
Right.
There's like no repercussions behind it and shit.
And then he catches Johnny, who's, mid-fall. And this is where I have my first question mark.
Oh, no.
Riddle me this, ladies and gentlemen. How is it that Mr. Fantastic, when he stretches his clothes, stretch with him? That is something I don't understand.
Play the X-File.
I can understand in future costume design choices, like having a costume that is made to stretch.
But they were not even in costume.
Right, they didn't have costumes yet. He's just stretching. His clothes are stretching with him. How is it when Johnny Storm comes back from being on fire, he's not naked because his clothes shouldn't even be there anymore?
Right, at least in the movies they did get that right. Like, he was naked. So I'm like, yeah, that would happen when you burn your shit. Like, completely. But somehow his clothes stay on.
Thing does his thing.
Thing does his thing.
So they meet up.
And how the hell does Invisible Woman's clothes stay on? Like, bro, like, that should have been like...
Well, her clothes should have stayed on, but only she should have gone invisible.
Right,
so you should have just seen clothes.
Yeah, seen clothes. I'm saying clothes float. That would have freaked the fuck out of me there, too.
Right.
Like, but there, like, her clothes vanished with her. I'm like, wait, what? How'd that happen? You start asking questions on that one.
Right. So then this is when we actually get a flashback, and this is why I loved how they did this.
Oh, yeah.
So they all get together.
Right.
And then we get this little dialogue box that's like, before we move on with the story, let's see how the Fantastic Four got their powers. And I'm reading
Gee Willikers, Batman.
I'm reading it in like old school fucking
way.
cartoon narrating.
Right. It's like, gee Willikers, Batman, next time on Batman. Meanwhile in the space shuttle.
So we get a flashback to how they get their powers. They're wanting to go to space. Ben doesn't want to go because he doesn't trust the lack of scientific diving into.
Like, Ben, but you're not smart. Let me stop.
Because what they're wanting to do is they're wanting to land on Mars.
Right.
And then finally, Sue is like, look, we're trying to beat the commies to landing on Mars.
Yeah, this was a whole... And that time, we was on a whole different timeline on that one.
And she's like, and honestly, you kind of need to not be a bitch about it.
Yeah, he was...
And he's like, nobody calls me a bitch, let's go. Now, those weren't the exact words.
No, I'm saying, but literally like that, like...
It was close.
He went from, bro, I don't think we should do this, to like, fuck it, mama didn't raise no hoe. Let's do this shit.
No, nobody calls me a weakling. Let's go.
Like, I'm not weak. Your mama's weak. Like, damn, he put a mama in there?
So he agrees to fly. They fly into space. Their spaceship gets hit by cosmic rays. They crash back onto Earth, and then all of a sudden their powers take over them.
Right.
Sue goes invisible, and then everyone freaks out. She's freaking out, and then she comes back.
Right.
Ben gets super jealous that Sue likes Reed, which is a constant thing.
Yeah, for the thing.
For the thing. And then while he's all mad, he turns into a body of rocks.
Right, and it freaks him out too. And
then he goes to attack Reed. Reed basically stretches, wraps himself around Thing to stop him.
Yep.
And is like, you ain't doing shit, homie.
That's it.
And during all of the excitement, Johnny lights on fire and then realizes he can fly because the fire makes him lighter than air.
Sure.
And then they all just choose their superhero names, which is cheesy as hell to me. This was just one of those moments where Johnny's like, I think I'm going to go buy the Human Torch. And she's like, I'm going to be the Invisible Girl. And the Thing's like, I'm going to be the Thing. He's like, and I guess I'm going to call myself Mr. Fantastic. And I'm like, you guys all suck at this.
But you got to remember, though, back then, as a little kid, you got to think, a little 6-year-old kid be like, oh my God, this is the best fucking thing ever.
Gee Willikers, Dad, do you see this?
Dad, I want a thing. No, son, clean the fucking garage. But Dad, I'm going to throw the comics away, bitch.
And then we go back to present day.
Oh, we just go back. We say, well, we just had our little moment there, now we're going back.
So we find out Reed calls everyone together because atomic plants have been disappearing all over the world. And then we go over to what is just called French Africa. We see a power plant disappear with a huge monster pop out of it, and he just basically kills everybody there.
Yeah. Damn. They were... they showed it, but they didn't show it. It was like, bro, this monster ate everybody, bro.
Right.
Goddamn. Monstro.
But then Reed does, like, this is one of the another cheesy moment.
Oh, no, it's cheese.
Reed's like, if we take the point where all the plants have disappeared and meet in one location, that's where we're going to find where everyone is, and it's called Monster Isle. Oh, God. Get the fuck out of here.
You just know, where's Patrick Stewart from Star Trek? He does the, here we go. We're doing this. This is what we're doing. That's it. That was your plan. That's a bad plan, bro. That's not a good plan, dog.
So they go to Monster Isle. They get attacked by this 3-headed flying monster.
What the hell
looks like a Godzilla ripoff.
King Gargada ripoff, bitch. Like.
And they defeat the monster pretty quickly. And then the floor caves in, and Reed and Johnny fall in. And at the bottom, they end up seeing this giant flashing light, and then pass out. And then they wake up with some weird kind of suits on.
How did we get here?
Yeah. Mole Man introduces himself.
Literally, I'm Mole Man.
Yeah, I'm Mole Man.
Like, what? Like, that villain. What? That's cheesy as hell, too. I am the Mole Man. Where'd you get that from, bitch?
Right. So, after Mole Man introduces himself...
He gets a backstory, too?
Not yet.
Oh, not yet.
So, then they go up top.
Right. Not yet.
And Thing and Invisible Girl end up fighting this monster. Thing basically knocks it the fuck out. Yeah,
gives the 1-2 buckle my shoe. Bang, bang.
They pan back, and Mole Man goes into his backstory, and he's like, I was super ugly. No one accepted me for who I was. Everyone turned me away.
You know me thinking about this? I was like, I don't give a shit.
He's like,
I'm not happy. But.
He's like, so I fell into the earth, and I began living underground, and learned to control the creatures that were, and had them building things for me.
Really?
He's like, and I also gained a sense, the ability to sense things in the dark. He's like, see, now swing that pole at me. And as like they're swinging a pole at him, he's dodging it and jumping around. It was cheesy.
I feel like we're just bashing this. I feel like
not at all.
Not at all. We like the comic. It's just there's just so much cheese to get through.
I will always make fun of cheese.
Right.
So then, Thing and Invisible Woman somehow, some way, have found their way down there.
They didn't explain that. They just like appeared.
They attack Mole Man.
Yeah.
And Mole Man calls out the giant monster that had been sucking in atomic plants.
I guess so. Right.
Mr. Fantastic grabs Mole Man on the way out, but Mole Man ends up grabbing one of the monsters and holding on.
He's like, I don't want to go.
So Reed's like, all right, cool. And he lets go. Human Torch flies through, softening the earth, which causes a collapse of the tunnel that they were flying out of.
Jesus. Human Torch is like powerful as shit.
They get out. The whole collapses in general. As soon as they fly away, the island collapses as a whole.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Reed is basically like, hopefully we've seen the last of him.
Bitch, you can't make type of... Hold up. Bitch, you can't make quotes after you would have killed Mole Man and everybody. And weren't there still villagers on that shit? Like, bro, what? I hope that's the last we see of him. My entire family is gone.
Right.
What type of bullshit? Bro.
So as a whole, I actually ended up giving this comic a 3 out of 5 stars on the website.
I give it. I give it a 30.
For it being
for its time
origin story and trying to remember what the time period that it's in, it wasn't bad.
No, yeah. It just was kind of
the ultimate was way better. The ultimate version.
Right.
So then we go into Fantastic Four issue 2.
Here we go.
This was actually called Scrolls from Outer Space.
And I thought this was interesting.
This is the Marvel's Universe's introduction to the Scrolls. Or should I call them the Wish version of the Scrolls? Right. This came out January 1st, 1962.
Right. Damn. We have a whole...
We open up with what appears as the Fantastic Four committing crimes.
And you would think, like, bro, like, they wouldn't do this. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking it too.
Ben Grimm, maybe. The others might not.
Because I'm like, because remember, the first issue, they were doing their Fantastic Four shit. Except for Ben. Ben was just being Ben, bro.
Ben's a dick.
But then they're like, no, they're all being evil, doing crimes. I'm like, really?
So like,
even Sue?
We see the Ting.
The Ting. I'm
gonna call him the Ting.
The Ting.
We see Thing taking out an oil rig.
Yep.
In the middle of nowhere.
Right. Damn. What?
We see the Invisible Girl steal a diamond.
Yep.
And then we see the Human Torch melt a statue that was being presented to the public. And then we watched Mr. Fantastic turn the power off to the entire city.
First of all, how the hell did he get that credentials to get in that bitch?
He didn't.
No.
He stretched his arm through the window.
I'm just like, nobody. I feel like somebody should have saw that. Like,
how did he know where it was my question.
Right. Damn. He said, "Hey, don't mind me, guys. I'm just gonna."
Right.
And then I'm like, so y'all ain't gonna like shoot that? Y'all ain't gonna? Y'all just gonna let it happen? Okay. Fine. Fuck me. All right. I guess. Fuck. I wish I could be a hot pocket, but fuck it.
Right.
I don't need a hot pocket.
So we find out it's really the Skrulls using technology and their shape-shifting ability to set up the Fantastic Four. So the Skrull that was the Thing had some sort of object in his suit.
And it's like he clicked it, he was able to turn it.
When he clicked it, it destroyed things.
Right.
It basically shook it and made it destroy.
Right, because they couldn't really do it. Right.
The person that was being Sue Richards actually just used technology to shrink himself super quick,
right,
which gave the impression that he turned invisible. Although we also know, had that actually been Sue,
right,
the diamond would have still been floating, but the diamond disappeared with him. So it had to have been someone, not her.
That's when I would have been like, well, it's obviously not Sue. Like, diamond would have been gone with it. I'm like, but hey, fuck it, right?
So then we also find out that the person pretending to be Human Torch was wearing some sort of outfit that just lit him on fire.
Which I'm surprised I didn't burn him, but
which, you know,
sure.
Right.
That's what.
And then
when I read that, I was like, sure.
And then the only really believable one, the guy that portrayed Mr. Fantastic being able to actually shapeshift his body. I mean, they can already take on the image of other people.
Right.
It's not out of the realm of possibility to be able to stretch themselves.
Right.
So that one, it's like, all right, cool. 1 out of 4.
Just like that. Huh?
They're trying to get the Fantastic Four out of the picture so that the Skrulls can take over the Earth.
Right. That was the whole.
This was obviously way before the Skrulls actually became dangerous.
Right.
Actually dangerous.
Like, dangerous. Like, real dangerous. Oh, shit.
Right.
This is like, we're just going to take over the world. Like, it's just something.
They get arrested.
Yeah, the Fantastic Four, yeah. Because they were out in the middle of nowhere.
Well, they're in the middle of nowhere. They're hiding in a cabin. Thing is losing his shit over being imitated. And he wants to go whoop their ass.
least the Thing has some balls to say, hey, yo.
And the others are like, yo, Ben, sit the fuck down.
Ben's like, fuck that shit.
We do get a quick flashback to how Reed caused everyone to get their powers. Now, this is a constant thing that'll happen throughout the rest of the comics in this series. Probably a little further. They definitely love to tell the origin story of every hero in every comic for like the first 10 issues.
Yeah, they want to basically milk that shit. They're like, hey, you want to know how this character became this?
They do it in case people, that's their first comic.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They figure after about issue 10 to 12, if you don't know who they are and how they got their powers, you're a lost cause. But up until then...
They be like, hey, yo, who is this guy? You never issue one? Fuck issue 1. I'm at issue 29.
Right.
Like, okay.
So they get arrested.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
And then they all break out of jail because the rooms they were all put in were not well thought out. So Reed, being able to stretch and fit himself in between things, he finds a loose rivet and pulls a nail out, or pulls the rivet out.
Why the hell would you put 4 soup? Never mind.
And he's able to basically fit himself in the hole to get out.
Okay. Yeah.
Hooray for stretchy powers.
Right. I'm just saying, like, it's like...
They didn't know who they really were yet.
I thought they do...
this was only the second issue that they were in.
That's right.
They're still relatively new to the world.
It's like, we're going to put them in a holding cell. I'm like... I get you say they're still new, but I'm like... First of all, the Thing would have been completely patted down. Like, there ain't no way in hell that motherfucker would have been in regular.
The Thing's cell, they actually use steel walls.
Yeah, steel wall, but...
But Thing was like, you punch anything hard enough for long enough, you're eventually going to get through.
Right.
And the Thing doesn't get tired. He doesn't lose strength.
He just kept going. I was like, well, shit.
So he broke out.
Broke out. Right, that's what I'm saying. Right.
Invisible Girl, I don't remember what her actual getting out thing was.
I thought it was just a regular cell. I thought she was also in a regular cell as well. I thought Johnny was also in a regular cell too.
No, Johnny was in an asbestos cell.
Oh, right.
That was covered in asbestos, which was keeping him from being able to flame on.
Right.
And eventually he found a weakness in the floor that when he pulled it up, there was a vent.
Right, and that's how he was able
which gave them the oxygen needed to be able to flame on and get himself out.
Right.
And again, I'm sorry, guys, I don't remember exactly how Invisible Woman... Because hers was a cell specifically built for her as well. Which is great how quick they built cells specifically for each one of these guys, and none of them seem to work.
Not like the Vault.
Right. But she got out as well.
Yeah. They got out quickly. Like, it was like they just made mincemeat out of themselves. Like, they were easily getting out. So.
And so they plan that they get together. They run into a nearby safe house, and they plan to pretend to sabotage a rocket so that the Skrulls think that one of them is the Skrull.
Right.
Dude, I spelled thing as think several times.
Think. Nice.
That's what I get for typing too quickly.
10 out of 10.
So their plan is to basically trick the Skrulls.
Yeah, pretty much.
And Thing pretty much has a pity party.
Yeah, damn, it's only been 2 issues, and he is shown to be kind of a nuisance, actually. Like,
yes. And
I get he wants to punch shit, move shit, but dude, like, he's like, I don't want to go with this plan. I'm like, this is the best. Do you know these are aliens? We're getting invaded, bitch. Like, I don't know what game you're doing right now, but Jesus Christ, Ben.
Right.
Benjamin Franklin.
Mr.
Do something.
Jammin.
Mr. Kool-Aid Man, come on. Fuck.
So Johnny Storm ends up being the one to sabotage the rocket.
Right.
He gets picked up by the other members of the Fantastic Four who are actually the Skrulls.
Right.
They pick him up. They take him there. And one of the other Skrull that's there immediately is like, hey, that's the real one. I'm the fake one, because he's already in Skrull mode.
Right.
Johnny shoots a flare out the window to signify he's found where they're at. And where was I? So they get there. They beat the hell out of them.
Yeah.
Pretty easily. Get the info they need out of them, which is where they find out that the Skrulls are up in space waiting to take over.
Yeah, they were coming out.
And they did this reverse thing where when they go into space, they pretend like they're the Skrulls, but already shaped, but still sitting in Fantastic Four form.
Right.
And they get up there and they're like, well, there's no way we can beat them, the Fantastic Four. They start using all these pictures of movie ant monsters
and they said giant ants were going to take over, and they just like freak the fuck out. Yo, what?
They're like, there's all these monsters on that planet, like it's worthless. Right. And they're like, how do we, We should have never came to this terrible place. We got to go.
We gotta get out.
And then they're like, well, we got to stick around to make sure you guys get away safely. We'll sacrifice ourselves.
Yeah, and somehow.
And they believe
that plan worked. Goddamn. I feel like
Uh,
somebody just stopped writing after that.
Right.
You know what? We're just gonna just. They believe the plan. I've been writing for about 42 hours out this bitch.
so on their way back, they hit another radiation belt, and Thing ends up turning back into a human.
Yeah, he went back to human.
Cops show up to arrest him. Ben gets pissy, turns back into a rock person.
That was so stupid. He's like, no! He's like, no, what the hell?
And Fantastic Four's like, look, you got to believe me. We have the actual people that did this tied up in an apartment nearby. Let us take you there. Yeah. And the police chief's like, all right, let's go.
Just shoot me, turn, buckle my shoe. Let's go do it, guys. Let's go get him.
So they go to the apartment, and the Skrulls have then turned into new creatures that the Fantastic Four have to beat again. They were all like, one was a snake, one was this like spiky iron robot.
Yeah, they
thing.
become something else.
One was like a hawk.
Right, that was kind of weird how they. I guess fine, sure. Let's roll with that. I guess.
So they beat them. They tell the police commissioner, "Look, I don't think you're going to be able to keep them locked up. Let us figure out something to do with them." They're like, "All right, cool." And inevitably, they did what I actually thought was ingenious. They made them morph into cows, and then they brainwashed them to make them think they were actually cows. And there you go. Skrulls are now cows.
I mean, sure. I guess. Yeah, I'll get behind that. So how'd you feel about that, man?
I think I gave that one a 3 as well.
Yeah.
I think the story was better.
Yeah.
Obviously this is the intro to the Skrulls. We know the Skrulls become a much larger threat in the Marvel universe.
Right. But
this being the first time we see them, it was kind of like, hey, here's the Skrulls. Right. They look ridiculous right now, but eventually they'll look cool and be threatening. Right, because more likely, because we already know in everybody. Let's be real. Everybody looked ridiculous back then. If you look at Thing, he looks like Sloth mush. With rocks.
He like mush mouth. Like you said like Sloth from the good. Hey, you guys.
But it wasn't. Like I said, it wasn't a bad issue.
No, it is okay.
The best issue is the 4th one, but we'll get there eventually.
Yep.
So then we get to Tales to Astonish,
issue
27. The only story we're actually going over is the only one that matters in the Marvel Universe 616, and it's called The Man in the Anthill. So this came out January 1st, 1962, so the same month that the first Fantastic Four, or the second Fantastic Four came out. And we get Henry Pym
right.
is shrinking and growing items, and is basically wanting to do this as a way to ship larger amounts of cargo for less the cost. Right. So if you could take a box
and shrink it,
and instead, like, so a box, say it held like 3 pineapples,
right?
Because that's how big the box is.
Right.
But if you're able to shrink several hundred pineapples and fit them in the same size box, and then grow them back once you get there with the growth formula, you're going to be able to just ship a lot more items. And he even talked about being able to ship soldiers like that. You take several thousand soldiers, fit them on a plane.
His idea was not bad, actually.
The idea was a smart idea. So his thing, though, is he thinks back to a convention that he was at, and he's told to stick to practical projects.
They weren't feeling his shit. They were like, nah.
And he's like, no, I would rather work on things I think are going to actually be beneficial.
Right.
And they're like, well, give an example. And he's like, not yet. He's like, I'm working on something. I'll let you know when I get it figured out.
And they're like, well, then go get the fuck out of here. Bye. I mean, if you don't have an example, I was like, well, bang goes that theory. Back to drawing board. Damn.
So after successfully testing the shrinking and growing on a chair, he decides he's going to just jump to the process of testing it on a human subject. The human subject being himself. Because that always works out great. Right. So he shrinks himself.
And his clothes shrink with him.
Yeah, everything does.
I didn't think his clothes would shrink. I mean, he put it. I mean, I'm saying like he put it on his bare hand.
Yeah, it does. Again, just like with Fantastic's suit being able to stretch, there's some inconsistencies.
Right. I'm like, wait, when did you just like? Okay, my clothes are bigger than me.
Right. So he shrinks himself,
but the clothes came with him. Fuck it.
And then forgot that the enlarging potion is sitting on the window so that he can now no longer reach. So now he's gonna be a tiny ant-sized creature forever.
All right, that's it. Next issue, Fantastic Four, issue 3. Let's go. That should have been really it right there, man.
So he shrinks. He gets attacked by a bunch of ants. He runs into an anthill.
He was freaking out, bro. Like,
right.
bro.
I would probably too.
Because you look like insects, bro.
Insects don't bother me.
It's spiders.
But if you're being attacked by a bunch of ants,
bro,
that are obviously aggressively charging for you, and their mouths can actually fit your entire body in them. Yeah, I'm running my ass away. Fuck you guys.
The clamp, they got the clamp. They gonna clamp that. They gonna clamp your body.
Not every ant is like Auntie in fucking Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. All right.
Auntie. R.I.P. that thing.
So, ants start to attack him. He runs into an anthill, and he ends up falling into a pit of honey. But then is saved by one of the other ants. One of the ants seen in him something to save him.
Yeah.
The other ants start to then close in on him.
Right.
He throws a rock at a nearby match, nails it, because reasons.
Right. Because
it lights.
It just happens.
They all kind of back off a little bit because of the light.
Can you imagine? He misses.
The
ants devour him.
He climbs up this hill.
Sure.
Or this hill, he climbs up this ledge inside the anthill, gets to the top, gets snatched by an ant, uses judo to knock the ant off the edge.
When the fuck he knew fight? Because reasons.
Right.
Because plot.
But they did specify judo.
Right. He said, he did a Shang-Chi on his ass. Shang-Chi, bam! Flawless victory.
So he takes him out. He gets
literally.
He gets out of the anthill. The ant that saved him before finds him again, carries him up the wall to the windowsill where the potion to grow is. He bathes in it. He grows. He then pours the serums down the sink, and at the next science meeting, he tells them that he's going to stick to working on practical projects like they said he should have in the first place. And then he also vowed to never step on another anthill. The end. Overall,
or so you thought. I'm just kidding.
I actually gave the story a 2. So you rate things based on 5 stars on the website that I got these from. I gave it a 2.
I gave it a 2.5. It was okay. It was entertaining. Just a lot of common sense. That's like, bro, bitch, you just put that on your bare hand and somehow your clothes went with you too. Shit.
Come to think of it, though, right? So if he's putting it on his bare hands, he would have started shrinking.
Right.
But the tube would have stayed a regular size. Which they actually, thinking back, they probably should have drawn it like this, but they didn't.
Right.
The tube would have landed on the clothes, which would have caused the clothes to then shrink.
Yeah. Well, yeah, if they had drew like that, then it would have made more sense. It's just like, I'm going to do this! And then it's like, what?
Right.
Sure. I thought maybe you was going to just splash it on yourself. I mean, you're bathing the bitch.
Honestly, so the only reason that they're having us read this issue specifically is because, obviously, Henry Pym either gives birth, not himself, but he has a kid named Hank, or he changes his name to Hank at some point.
Right.
And then they discover actual Pym particles instead of it being some sort of weird serum or whatever happens.
Because I didn't like how he just threw it away. I mean, damn, I would at least kept it.
Yeah, he just dumped that shit. Like, dude, you still had a good idea.
Right. And then he just switched up and said, hey, that's a 2 for me. Bro, he literally said...
It's not that it didn't work. It worked perfectly
but he's
fine.
like, I'm going to stick to particle stuff. I'm like, our practical stuff. I'm like, what?
like you had an almost life or death situation, and that's gonna make you give up?
Sure, the ant wanted to eat you. Fuck it.
He would not have survived back when people were taste testing things to see if they were poisonous.
Oh man, he would be dead on the...
He'd be like, I just watched him eat one of those kinds of mushrooms and he just died. I'm not even gonna test this one. This could be the best mushroom in the world. But fuck that.
It's like, his face turned pale as shit. He is pale. Paler than usual. He done turned a whole fucking color. I'm not eating this shit.
Now we're going to come up to what I thought was the funniest issue out of all these.
No.
So there's a reason, and you're going to laugh when I get there.
I know, man.
You're going to laugh your ass off.
Next one is.
All right, so Fantastic Four issue number 3. This is the Menace of the Miracle Man. This was released March 1st, 1962. We have the Miracle Man putting on a show in a tent, kind of like a ringmaster.
Right.
He pulls Thing up from the audience.
First of all, I wouldn't even pick that motherfucker.
To have a test to see who is stronger. And Thing takes forever to punch through a log.
Yeah.
And Miracle Man, one finger swipes through it, gets through it. Thing is not happy. Thing goes to punch him.
Pissed.
Thing goes to punch him in the face. Does not phase him.
What the? Okay. Like, Thing just gets mad after every little thing, man.
Right. So as they leave, Reed uses the ominous phrase, "I hope we never have to face him. I don't think our powers could stop him." That automatically means he's going to be a bad guy.
Right.
But Miracle Man is already planning crimes.
Oh, yeah, he's already...
So then we see Sue make the Fantastic Four new costumes.
Right, because we're crime fighters now.
Thing is like, fuck your costumes.
I mean, he was in the shirt for like 3 seconds, and then he just ripped that bitch a new one.
And then he was back in it. Weird shit. But she even made him a helmet.
Yeah, gave him a helmet too.
And he's like, nah, I ain't wearing this shit.
But yet you're wearing the shit.
Right. So Johnny sees Miracle Man on TV, and Miracle Man ends up bringing this monster statue from life that's at some sort of movie red carpet event. I'm like, sure. And this monster decides
to kill people.
Gonna, stomp on some people. This is where I lost my shit.
Oh yeah, you told me this. You got shitty because he got Hold on. Go ahead.
So, and I don't mean lost my shit in a bad way. I laughed my ass off.
No, it's funny. No, the whole thing is fucking funny.
So Fantastic Four get into their Fantastic Car.
Which that's interesting.
And they split up in their different directions to go hunt this monster down because, apparently this monster that's, the size of the sky, they need to split up to find.
And not come together and beat it. No,
instead of being like, hey, there he is.
Right, could you spot him? Like, I'm pretty sure you probably could have spotted him from, like, just walking outside. Like, oh, shit, that big-ass bitch is, like, right there. Like, oh, no, we need to split up. Split up?
So
who idea was this?
This is where I start laughing. Reed decides he's going to try and tie up a couple buildings to make the monster trip. He gets stopped by Miracle Man throwing a brick at him. Bam! Ladies and gentlemen.
A brick.
He got knocked out. By a brick.
Fuck out by a brick. Where's Chris?
Bruh, you could stretch and completely reduce damage, and your one thought was to look over and be like, it's the Miracle Man. Out. Dude, I started laughing so hard.
Oh, no.
I was like, and these are our heroes of the future.
Oh, no. This is what's coming out phase 4. We are doomed. Let me stop. We are doomed,
I hope there's a reference. I hope at some point he catches a brick in the dome and knocks himself out.
Just by a random ass kid. Hey, catch this, bitch. Oh, my God. You...
Am I also the only one that always pictured the Miracle Man talking like, hee?
Right.
Like the evil fucking mustache.
You did what they're doing one of these things. Like, I got Mr. Fantastic now for the fourth one.
You can't stop me.
Right, you can't stop me. What the fuck? Because how did a brick knock you out, bro? I am tripping on this whole situation.
So then Johnny Storm finds the monster, starts to fight with him. Thing and Sue show up. Thing rips off his shirt, ready to fight.
Has his shirt back on again.
Helmet, costume gone, and then it's too late. His torch burns the monster down.
Yep.
And then we see Miracle Man ends up shooting down Johnny Storm.
Right. Yep.
With chemical foam.
Yep.
When Thing tries to charge at Miracle Man basically makes the ground fold from underneath him.
Sure.
We then see Miracle Man running off on a tank train-like thing.
Right.
I don't even know what it was. And Sue hitches a ride without being noticed. She turned invisible, jumped on. She's like, I'm going to go for a magic carpet ride.
A whole new world.
And then we see Thing and Johnny back in an apartment where immediately Thing has the entire costume back on. Like he didn't just rip it off.
This is like third time that bitch got back on him.
It's like a virus, I swear.
It just does not, it's like venom. It won't get off me.
But Johnny and Thing get into the stupid fucking argument again.
But this time it's more like, oh no, I thought it was like blows this time. I thought
they were starting to almost actually get into it.
Yeah. So this, okay, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, this is the blow. This is when they blow for blow. Yeah.
Reed tells him to chill.
And that does not work.
Thing goes into his origin story again. So this is where we get the origin story.
How did it? You gotta chill, man. Let's bring it back to origin. Why? Why are we doing this?
Right. I need more of this in the MCU. No, please don't.
Bro, fans would be like, yes, give us more. Like, please don't. We don't want that.
So Thing is mad that he's always ugly and really wants Sue to love him. And he's mad that Sue loves Reed because Reed is a dork, right? Pretty much what that boils down to.
But can he bitch 500,000 pounds though?
Johnny's like, hey, that's my sister.
Right?
They get into it again.
Hey, that's my sister. Because he's saying this shit out loud. You say it out loud,
and
bro.
Johnny's like, you know what, Reed? I'm mad that I'm mad. Or no, Johnny storms off. He's like, I'm bouncing. Fuck
Yeah,
you guys.
and that was
I'm
bold.
out.
I guess, damn, we only been, two issues in and he's gone. What the hell?
And then Thing tells Reed he's mad because he can't stand to look at himself in the mirror. To be fair, drawn the way that you were back then, I understand, homie.
Yeah, you
look a lot cooler now.
Yeah, they at least made him look cooler than him. They look like a legit monster.
But back then, he looked like Sloth from the Goonies, but rock form.
Like no eyes or anything, just like
he's got like a shrunk eye, big eye, fucking eyebrows that are all fucking weird.
Like a clay face. Like what the hell?
So then we see Invisible Girl sneaking through. I said,
"Bitch, you still on that?"
Yeah, I forgot even about her. I was like, I want to see Thing and Human Torch go at it some more.
That's when one of the coworkers was like, "What's so funny?" I said, "Nothing, bro. I just forgot this bitch was still. Where did she? I thought she got off. She took a whole magic carpet ride, bro."
But a dog spots her because dogs can sense people.
What the?
No, that's actually a thing.
Wait, even invisible? That's some bullshit.
So
I would have kicked that dog. I'm sorry.
If you ever spot a dog barking at absolutely nothing, it usually means there's a ghost nearby.
And that's when my big black ass goes.
Run.
I'll be like, hey, go.
Cats do it too. Like if you ever see cats start staring off into the distance.
You think I won't? Hey, what's that? No, I don't see shit. I don't see shit.
That's for those of you that believe in ghosts, by the way.
I ain't bringing that shit back to my house. Fuck that shit.
So
that's what my big ass is.
Miracle Man hypnoptizes her, makes her become visible.
Yeah, yep, got him right there.
Forces her to bring the Fantastic Four. He's like, I'm gonna put it into this shit once and for all.
Right, he could. Give me all my fucking take this entire time, bitch.
They get there.
Yep.
He pulls out this giant key, turns it into a Tommy gun. Starts shooting the Tommy gun. I'm getting pictures of like the mask.
Yeah, mask. Like when he pulls out
that balloon and then he turns it
and it turns to a Tommy gun. Right?
That's what popped in my head.
Oh God, you feel like the punk. Hell no.
Reed becomes a bouncy ball. He's like, "Have you ever tried to catch a bouncy ball?" And he turns himself into a bouncy ball and it bounces all around.
Fucking show. It's for show. Fucking this is crazy, man.
And Thing ends up jumping in front of him so that he doesn't get hurt. He takes the bullets, which is like the most honorable thing Thing has done so far in this fucking series.
I thought that was cool.
Miracle Man runs off. Torch happens to finally catch up to them.
And
they've decided they're going to take one of these race cars that are sitting around. And Johnny's like, I'll ride with. And they're like, well, why don't you fly? You're probably quicker. He's like, because this is more fun. This is your sister.
Bitch.
You were just complaining about Reed talking shit about your sister, but you're like, nah, she'll be okay. Let's take a ride.
Fuck it. Let's have a ride montage.
So...
Right, he literally said, fuck it, like, I'm just gonna do this.
They take the car, one of the wheels ends up falling off.
Right, what the...
Reed turns into a wheel. I love Reed's use of practicality as his hero.
I know, hero. Like, hey, thanks, Reed. This is why she's gonna marry your ass. Fuck, bitch.
So then Torch ends up flying up to the train.
Oh dear. And this
goes supernova, which blinds
he blinds the shit.
It blinds Miracle Man, okay? Now this is where things get interesting. I actually liked this twist, but I also thought it was so weak at the same time. I'm pretty sure I gave this comic I think I gave this one a 4 stars.
No, this gets 4. I'm like,
maybe no. I think I gave it a 3 because I'm pretty sure I gave the Submariner one a 4.
Oh yeah, well, because I was like, he just blew.
So
you have moments how to stop this thing. No, we're gonna blind the fuck out of him. Like what?
Blind him. They blind him.
Right.
They get him off, and Thing is about to punch the shit out of him.
He can't even see it coming.
And then Mr. Fantastic's like, yo, you'll kill him.
Literally.
Calm down.
You'll kill him.
And we find out Miracle Man never had these spectacular powers. What he did was hypnotize everyone and make them see what he wanted them to see.
Oh, this
so Thing never got in a fight with a tree trunk and lost.
No.
They never did any of this. Like, none of this other crazy shit happened. Man. He basically had everyone hypnotized.
And now he can't see ever again.
And now that he can't see, we don't know if he's permanently blind.
Oh, I thought he was permanently blind. I just thought, when I read this, I couldn't help but laugh. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Torch, out of all times you can stop trying. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm about to blind the shit out of this.
Well, and then Johnny Storm...
Yeah.
Or Reed Richards thanks Johnny for doing what he did.
I guess.
Because that's what made him realize that this guy was actually not even a real villain. Like, he hypnotized people.
Yeah, that was his thing. He hypnotized people, man.
That was his thing. And then Ben gets pissed off. He's like, you're giving him credit for this? Ben, what the fuck did you do, dude? You took a bullet. Congratulations.
A bullet. You didn't take like multiple. You took a bullet.
Yeah,
he was. Yeah.
And then Johnny gets pissed. He's like, "Fuck it, Fantastic Four. I'm not even a part of it."
Yeah, and really, he still bounced.
You could be the Fantastic Trois because I'm not here anymore.
That's what he. I'm at this bitch. He should have said it. Oh yeah, try to be the Fantastic Trois, bitch, and then flame on. I'm out, bitch. I'm like, okay, he's gone. He's so gone.
He quits the team, and that's how that issue ends.
Oh man, this comic was so fun. Because I just think, like, you know how when you look at comic books now and movies, you know, you think of a plan. There was no plan behind it. Nope. And then you think of, I wouldn't even, what? I hypnotize people. Bro, like, you could have stopped the tank. Any means that, like, I'm just saying, that, what? My brain literally froze. It froze. I was like, so your idea was just I can't see shit now. Right. I am Heller and Keller now. I cannot see a damn thing.
Right. All right.
Sorry. Go ahead.
So we're going to move on to Fantastic Four, issue number 4.
Oh, God.
This was called The Coming of the Submariner.
And this was the only one that was...
May 1st, 1962.
Somewhat decent.
I actually really enjoyed
this. No, this was the only... The rest of them, I mean, they were okay.
I enjoyed the Miracle Man one, but for reasons that weren't supposed to be enjoyed. Like, it was just so ridiculous.
Right.
It was funny.
Right. It was funny.
This
was kind of serious.
Was actually a little serious. And introduces Namor.
Right.
Who mostly, as of right now, only goes by the Submariner.
Right.
They do mention his name is Namor at some point.
Right.
But that's just not what he goes by.
Right. Right now he's like, yeah.
And we start off with Reed pretty much bitching at Thing for running Johnny off.
Yeah, I like that. I like how we still go back to that. Like, bro.
Right.
Again.
And we get a flashback of the events that happened in the last comic of him and them getting into it.
Yeah,
and
right. Well, that's cool.
Running
I like
off,
that. That's cool.
Which was cool. And they decide they're going to go find him. And we keep getting, throughout this entire comic, this specific issue, we get white pages that say, Hulk is coming. Who is the Hulk?
Yeah, they were basically...
Hulk is coming.
Hinting on that. I'm like...
Oh, that was no hint. They were telling you, hey, Hulk is coming. Hey, Hulk is coming. Hulk is coming. In our fucking faces.
And we never even seen the bitch, bro. Like, I get it, but can we actually see him? They never showed him. What the
If you guys were wondering what that was, okay, if you guys have ever seen the episode of Family Guy where the dude's showing off his kids and he's smacking them in the face.
And you told me that at work. He said, hey, look at my kids. Like, my kids are awesome. And then he just started bleeding through the nose. Like, he's hitting. My kids are great.
God. They decide they're going to go find Mr. Johnny Storm. They take the Fantastic Car.
Because that's the mission, to find Johnny. Find him.
Right. They take the Fantastic Car and they split up, and it was such a sad moment to see that one of the 4 pieces was just sitting there. Or at least they try to make you feel bad about it, and you're just like, look, we know some shit's gonna happen, whatever.
Right, we know he's coming back. Goddamn, calm down, people. Jesus Christ.
Sue decides she's gonna stop for a drink, and then scares some people because she's sitting there drinking this drink. It's a Coke. She's invisible, drinking a Coke at a bar, and people are just watching this drink slowly disappear. I was like, how did she order it?
I'm trying to figure out why you invisible in the first place, woman.
Man, she probably didn't want hit on. You gotta think about it. She would technically be considered like a hot girl back then.
Oh, okay.
And people would constantly come up, hey, let me buy you a drink. Hey, can I get your number? She's probably just like, look, I just want to drink my Coke in peace. Leave me the fuck alone.
So I'm gonna be invisible and just there you go.
Mr. Fantastic starts pulling off random people riding bikes that are driving by. All of them.
Mr. Fantastic was like neighborhood watch out this
right.
Bitch.
They all seem surprised as well.
Hey, he was doing his first. Hey, you got bam. Where you guys going? Like, hey.
Right. No one believes he existed. Congratulations, Mr. Fantastic. You're the nobody in the group.
Right, at least Ben is the asshole, Johnny's the whatever the fuck, and Sue is like, I'm just drinking invisible, and then you're just like, I'm Reed.
Of everybody, Ben knew where he was, which strikes me as odd.
Yeah, I don't know
like,
how the hell
did no one, like, at least Sue should have known where he... Now,
Right.
Thing was like, no, I know where he's at.
Yeah, it was like right to the point. That was kind of weird, though.
So Torch is in the garage helping fix this car, like, using his powers to weld. And...
Yeah, he said, I can't believe the Human Torch is fixing our car for us. Like, they were actually, like, happy. Like,
and then Thing Kool-Aid Man himself through the wall.
Bro came in like, oh, yeah, I'm about to fuck up your shit, bitch. And if you fuck with me, this is gas. Like okay. All right.
So he comes
burn
in.
This bitch down.
And when he comes in, we actually get the first time Johnny says flame on.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, he does say flame on.
Which is pretty cool. Like, now I'm just waiting for the first it's clobbering time.
That's it. That's what I'm waiting for. Hopefully we get that one day.
And maybe one day we'll get from Mr. Fantastic. It's time to yank myself from behind the back. Anyways, so...
He's being... Do you know where Johnny is? I don't even know you existed, homie. Like, who are you? Like, who the hell? I've been in 3 issues.
No, they know who he is. They just didn't think he was real.
They didn't know he was real. I was gonna say, we don't care. Like, who the fuck? Like, no one gives a shit about you.
So
where's Ben?
Basically, Ben tells him, like, I know you can't move.
Right,
because you're around all this gas. If you light something on fire, shit's gonna explode.
I ain't gonna lie, that was the first time Ben grew some brains right there. He said, bro, you gonna kill everybody.
So he deflames. Yeah, they kind of start fighting, and then out of nowhere, Thing becomes human again.
So this was like a annoying thing. I'm like, he's like, I'm human. Then he gets so happy.
He gets so happy. And then at this point, Johnny's like, I'm out of here.
Right, he did. That's my chance to go.
And Thing was like, I don't even care. I'm human again. This is so great. And then as soon as Johnny's gone, the rocks come back. And he's like, are you serious?
He said like it was only for a short time or whatever. Then he was like, no, I'm back to being ugly again. Because he was so happy.
As a matter of fact, if you guys go back and look at the picture that I used of him, of Ben Grimm, it's one of the times he turned back into his normal self and he was excited.
Yeah, he was excited.
And then, he got ruined. He got wrecked.
Got his heart yanked out.
But yeah, Johnny flies off. Ben becomes the Thing again. We get another Hulk ad.
Right. Did you see that shit?
They were pushing Hulk hard.
Oh my god. The Hulk ad. It just came out of nowhere. I was like, what the hell?
So Johnny Storm stops off at a homeless shelter.
Yes, he does.
Where he reads in a comic about Namor and then remembers a conversation that his sister had with him when they were younger about Namor and being a legend. And then, like, these people are trying to get this other homeless dude to rip this comic book or this phone book in half, and the dude's like, leave me alone. And so they decide they're going to whoop his ass after he kicks one of them away. At which point Johnny steps in.
Right.
And he's like, hey, we got to figure out who he is before we jump him. So he uses his torch finger to shave this homeless guy's face.
Because that
works.
Right. Right. Well, you know what? First of all, I can't trust Johnny right now. You done blinded, man. You can't trust Johnny. I can't trust that motherfucker. So I'm just going to just burn half his face off. That's cool. Now he's Two-Face. He's Harvey Dent.
But we find out it's actually Namor.
Right, of course. Because, no, it's Harvey Dent.
That's the thing.
Right.
No,
wait a thing. I stay for the thing.
So he gives him the flame shave, and then he decides he's going to drop Namor off in the water.
Yeah.
The other Fantastic Four are still trying to find Johnny.
Because he didn't know who he was at first, and then they dropped him off, and he somehow supposedly knew now what he is.
So as soon as he drops him off in the water, he remembers who he is.
Yeah, Aquaman.
And swims home and finds his home destroyed.
Yeah, no shit, is it for the...
And vows to get back at humanity.
Yeah, because his home is destroyed. I thought Mr. Reed threw something in the water. I said, well, there goes fucking Namor's fucking shit.
Right.
I was going to throw this missile in the water. Bro, there's somebody down. Boom. Never mind. Good job, Reed. You fuck it up, but you did something good, I guess.
Yeah, so Namor decides he's going to get back at humanity. Oh, yeah. Insert Hulk ad again here.
Yeah! He's coming. Yeah, Hulk smash.
Namor comes back and basically tells Torch, look, dude, you done fucked up.
Yeah.
You should have never let me get my mind back. He says, now I'm going to destroy humanity. Torch sets off a flare. The Fantastic Four show up. Namor's gone, but Torch is there. Thing tries to start another fight with Torch, and he's like, no, look, listen. He was here. He's gone to do some shit. He's kind of crazy.
Right, literally.
Like, we need to be ready for this.
Yeah, he was actually like, hey, Namor was about to bring the smoke now.
And even Invisible Girl was like, Namor? He's real?
Yep, your childhood fairy folktale came to life.
Namor, while swimming, finds Giganto. And finds a conch that's buried right by him, because that's a wonderful place to hide a conch. It's right by what it's used for.
Right. With this big ass whale looking motherfucker.
He blows the conch.
Pause.
Wakes up Giganto. Blowing to wake up something big? Never.
I know this was, I'm like, wait. Because they're like, you blow. This is so bad. All of it just sounds so bad. As Giganto, really? That was what you're going with?
As Giganto walks his happy ass up the coast, New York evacuates.
Yeah, because something
for the
big
first time ever.
For the first time ever. Something big and black is coming. We gotta get out of here.
Giganto beats the fuck out of the Fantastic Four.
Oh yeah, he just beats the shit out of him.
And then Thing ties a nuke to his back and runs inside of Giganto's mouth.
Because that's a fucking plan. They even said... Listen, this is
not
a good plan.
And this Thing gets into a fight with a monster that Giganto swallowed
inside the fucking monster.
At some point.
What is this? Meanwhile, this missile is still going down.
Well, he drops the bomb.
Yeah, he drops the bomb.
Which causes the timer to start.
He's like, oh, well, I got seconds. Let's go.
I should probably bounce.
Right.
So he runs out. He gets just to the edge of Giganto's mouth as the bomb explodes, sending him off at least 10 feet. I don't know how far he went. They didn't really,
I thought he died. I said, well, there goes the Thing.
It knocks him out for all of like 30 seconds.
Oh, damn. Not a minute? Damn.
Right. Invisible Girl steals the conch from Namor.
Right. And she blows it.
And then Namor catches her. She becomes visible, and he like immediately falls in love with her.
He's like, bro, you're the beautifulest thing ever. You go
right.
Too.
He's like, I will stop humanity's destruction if you marry me.
If you marry me.
They all like, yo, that can't happen. She's like, if it means saving the world, I'll marry you.
Damn, Sue.
And the Fantastic Four was like, nah.
Right, bro. Sue was like, what?
They start to fight him. He basically whoops their ass.
Yeah, again.
And then Torch ends up flying up high enough that Namor doesn't notice he's up there.
Right.
And he basically makes a tornado by spinning around in circles really quick, because apparently not only can he fly, he can fly at fucking lightning speeds.
He can survive in Wait, was he? It looked like he was in space, but I know he wasn't.
No, he wasn't that high up.
Oh my god! But he's lightning fast like the Flash. Fuck it.
Right. He creates a tornado. Yep. Namor gets sucked into it. Apparently, no one else can. And then
not the Thing. At least I would at least thought the Thing would have been sucked into it.
Namor blacks out in the process.
Of course, because why?
And then Johnny threw him back in the sea because that's smart.
I read that too. I was like, wait. What? What happened here?
And then, like, we get, like, a thing where, like, Reed's like, hopefully he doesn't come back. And then...
Yeah, like the moment.
And then Namor...
Reed, you can't not say shit like that, bro.
Right. And then the last scene is Namor basically saying, I promise I'll come back.
I promise. And your little pet dog, too. I'll get you, my pretty.
And then we get one more Hulk that's coming at.
I'll get you, my pretty. Your little dog, too. With the laugh line.
So that episode, that issue,
that was actually pretty good.
That issue specifically was actually really
corny,
cool
but I'll take it. I'll take it all the way compared to the other three.
And it goes back to when we were talking about it was either a week or two ago about Namor when he first comes. He is a villain.
Yeah. We said he was a villain
when he first shows up in Marvel. He's a bad guy.
Right, because he and he had reasons. You destroyed my fucking my livelihood, Atlantis. You destroyed that.
He knows that his people aren't dead, but he just doesn't know where they are.
Right.
The world's big enough; it's going to take him forever to find everybody.
Right, because at first they were all together, but then now it said like everything's destroyed, people shred out. So he said he just wants revenge. He's. And I hope they do go with this in the MCU. Like he's just a vengeful. I mean, I know they probably will make him somewhat of a hero, but at least for like the first half, I want him to be like, "You destroyed my planet." Dropping all this shit down here.
It's just going to be weird that he's going to be attacking Wakanda. I want to know how they're going to play that into it.
Yeah.
Like, why is it the Wakandans have an issue with fucking...
Maybe they were building...
Or why Namor has an issue with the Wakandans.
Maybe they were building vibranium tech underneath the water that was causing, like, destroying his home. Probably when he was never there. What if they go this route where he has amnesia until he touches, like, ocean water or something? Or maybe somebody guides him into the ocean water... And then he just has.
How has he never got drunk and stumbled into the ocean? I don't know. I got so many questions.
He drinks some vodka. Oh, I remember. Like after 5 drinks.
Like, what if somebody would have sprayed him with a fucking super soaker?
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Like,
oh, you little shit.
And he gets eaten by Monstro. You little shit. I'm gonna blow the conch.
That was the end of that. I give that a 4 out of 5 stars.
Yeah, I give 4 out of 5.
It was pretty decent.
This one might be, you know what? This next one might just get a 5 out of 5 for me, because this one, bro.
Now, legit, I actually enjoyed this one way more than him. But because of how corny it was.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So we are now jumping into Tales to Astonish issue 29.
Here we go.
And the only story we're reading out of it is when the space beasts attack, because the monsters that show up actually do come back later on.
Yep, you said they come back later on. Yep.
It was either in Thor or the Hulk. I don't remember which one.
Maybe the Hulk, because they keep broadcasting the shit out of it.
But they come back in one of them.
Right.
And like I said, this is called When the Space Beasts Attack. This came out March 1st, 1962. So after conquering another planet, Luther Gore is going to move on to the next planet, which happens to be Earth.
Of course, because,
we see Jeb and his family
labeled
in what is called the Midwest.
Jeb is Tom Brady MVP. Here we go. Let's go.
And they're outside talking when all of a sudden a crap ton of flying saucers start flying through the atmosphere, and they see them. Gore sends the government a note saying they're coming to take over.
First of all, what?
Right. And America decides they're going to fight back.
Yeah.
When Gore and them get off their spaceship. Well, so starting off, they sent attack planes.
Yeah.
That all got basically
destroyed.
Well, they didn't get destroyed. They got magnetically pushed back. They're flying towards. They shoot off a bunch of like a magnetic field.
Sounds interesting.
They get pushed back. They fly away. They're like, "Fuck this! We can't get through.
Can't get through. It's like some little force field. Can't get through."
Gore Gore and a crap ton of the aliens get off, and they start vaporizing tanks.
Right, they came like gangbangers.
Guns.
Right,
and like they're just taking.
Anybody that came close was getting blasted.
Right.
Damn, that's a powerful blaster. Shit.
In very quick and almost record time, they enslave humanity.
Yeah, it was worse than Loki from What If. It only took a day.
They started making them build what was going to be the new world for Gore and them, whatever.
Right.
And then they decide they're going to start heading towards the Midwest, which was their first mistake.
I knew you was going to say something.
Us Midwesterners, boy. This is so cheesy.
Hey, we survive in fucking blizzards, bitch. What you mean?
So,
I feel like, did you put that in there too? No. That was their first mistake. All right.
That was ad-libbed.
That was ad-libbed? That was good.
So,
like, they just said they're fucked. Like, that's
so,
it.
So, Jeb Jr.
Here we go.
Him. He doesn't have a name.
Nope.
But almost every farmer's
Tiny
son's
Tim, he said, oh shit, I gotta go.
Jeb Jr.'s like, Paul.
Yeah, he's like, was he smoking? Was he smoking when he?
No,
I thought he was smoking.
Like, Jeb was.
I said Jeb was smoking. Yeah, he's like, what you want? What you want, son? Like, what the?
Jeb smoking his piece.
First of all, Jeb, how you ain't noticed these aliens? I guess because they didn't come to the Midwest.
Yeah, they didn't come to the Midwest yet. They knew that the aliens were in Earth, but they didn't know where.
What the?
Because they probably don't have TV. They're lucky if they have radio.
So he just. Oh my God.
They get to the farm.
MVP, bro.
And Gore's like, I want to build something here.
No, you not, bitch.
Jeb said, nah.
Like, no, you not, yo.
Jeb gun butts him.
Right. Bam.
Knocks him out.
And that was it.
And the other aliens were like, nah, you ain't going to do that to our homie.
Right there. That's my homie.
They pulled out their space gats.
Yeah. Right. It's fucking shit, bro.
They shot Jeb. And like 50 Cent, Jeb laughed.
Right. That was so priceless. What the fuck? Every superhero, and then you got Jeff. What the fuck? He's the tip. This shit is so stupid.
So Jeb's belt buckle and his buttons disappeared. Okay. And Jeb's like, yo, it only disintegrates metal. We're made of flesh and bone.
What the Jeb is
at which point they start beating the shit out of the aliens.
If Jeb don't get an MCU, I'm gonna be so fucking done with the MCU. It may be fantastic. Jeb. So here we go.
So yeah, the guns only disintegrate metal.
Oh my God! What the fuck is up with
the humans? This? The humans win.
I guess so. Shit.
All because Jeb stood up for his
country, or state, or whatever.
His cabin in Portsmouth.
Midwest. He stood up for Midwest, bitch.
He's like, this is my cornfield.
My cornfield. Paul, let's go. Let's go. Now give me my cigarette, wife, and don't burn the roast.
So I actually gave that issue a 3.
I gave it a 5. That's
a 3 out of 5.
Shit, that was
No. You dogged the entire fucking issue.
No, but it's good though.
But the way I explained it made it way better than it really was.
I know I dogged it, but it's kind of funny. No, you just you enhanced it for me. How about that?
The story was okay. So the story is not the worst.
No, it's not.
I would actually say it's better than maybe one of the Fantastic Four stories.
Right.
As far as this individual story.
Yeah.
I loved the twist that the guns only worked on metal because it would be something that, since they don't have flesh and bone there,
right? I guess
they don't know what that is.
Right. They don't know what human bones look like. They say metal.
So they can disintegrate things, sure, but at the same time, humans would see that and would be enough to be like, all right, you win. We'll join you. We'll do your stuff.
Right. You would think that would be enough to be like, okay, well, we're going to be enslaved. But no, they said, hey, when you got Jeb like, nah, bitch.
Right.
I'm going to go out like this. Mama didn't raise no hoe. Come on, aliens, bring it. He's about, he's about to go toe to toe. He was ready to go fight. Hey, I thought he was
when they shot him and that's all that disappeared, and he came in and I'm pretty sure he knocked another one down. Yep. They started running. Yeah, they're like, nah, we fuck this,
bro. And they were bigger. I mean, I'm not saying. Well, they were like a little more bigger than him or something. I'm like, how are you? Wait, aren't you guys aliens? Where are you guys going?
Humans are vicious.
He was there vicious. We gotta get out of here. We gotta go pack it up. We gotta go.
So I do, like I said, I do know for a fact that the reason this was chosen as one of the core Earth 616 stories and why it was on the list is because, like I said, Luther Gordon himself does not come back, but the space beasts as a group do.
Right, you say they come back somewhere.
And it's either Thor or it's Hulk. I don't remember which one, and it'll be a while before we see them again. Right. But they do come back, so that's why they are included in this.
And that was I give it a 4 out of 5. Even though it was cheese, it was still better than some of those Fantastic Four like issues, man.
Right.
Because I liked it. You took and I'm surprised, and I didn't know who the hell Jeb was. I said, bro, this is a psychopath. Yo, this is a stone cold killer. He has killed other people. Right. He's murdered some people.
So
oh, shit. What's
just
next,
to
friend?
give you guys an idea of what we're going to be doing next week, we're going to just continue down this path. Basically, they're just having us read in release date.
So it is the whole
order.
Okay, well, that's it. Well, it's probably the whole. That's
next week, we will start with another Tales to Astonish.
Okay.
And it's going to only be, again, it'll be one story in issue number 30. And there's going to be the first Incredible Hulk, and then another Tales to Astonish.
So we're just.
And then the second Incredible Hulk.
So we're just done with the Fantastic Four for right now.
Then there's the Amazing Adult Fantasy number 14 B story. That was one I was telling you about.
Oh, okay.
Amazing Adult Fantasy. And it is on Marvel Universe.
Gizzard.
And then the fifth Fantastic Four where they introduced Dr. Doom.
Hey!
So we'll at least be ending it out on
Fantastic Four
and continuing that story. And then the week after that, we actually start off with Spider-Man's introduction into the Marvel Universe.
Oh, it's the one that he got turned down.
It's that cover.
Yeah, it's that cover right there. The one you showed me that he turned down. Yeah, I like that.
He turned down?
Well, because at first he was telling it to Steve or whoever was running, and they said, "No, we don't want to bring a web slinger or whatever." So he actually had to throw him into another comic just to throw it in there, and then that's how he ended up getting his own issue.
And then people end up loving it.
Right? Ain't that a bitch?
It's life sometimes.
Because they were like, no,
Batman originally wasn't gonna be sticking around for very long either.
Oh shit!
He was just a character in Detective Comics, which is what DC's first comics were called.
Right.
But people started liking him enough, they started building an actual comic around him.
Well, shit, like Harley Quinn, she was only supposed to be an animated series. Oh shit, we are not done.
We're not done. Ralph's like, I'm out.
Oh! Could they see that on camera? Me just getting up.
Yep. So, with that being said, as far as who I'm going to give this week's prized picture slot to, I'm actually giving it to Thing.
Bitch! What? Not Jeb?
No.
Why?
Not Jeb.
You fucking whore. Oh my god.
No.
You have failed me.
So there's a reason. One,
reason.
Jeb will never come back again.
Damn it, no! That's why he should be in that category.
So, and the reason why I'm choosing Thing, so in the Fantastic Four, I feel like right now, Thing is the big moving force in everything that's going on. Reed Richards feels guilty because of Thing.
Right.
Nobody else. Everyone else kept their boyish and girlish good looks.
Right. He's the only one that got ugly. Okay.
Thing got dicked over. So that's dragging Reed Richards down.
Right.
Thing's argument with Johnny Storm basically forces Johnny Storm to run off. Now he's obviously back with the team.
Right.
He was only gone for half an issue. And I feel like a lot of his attitude is what's causing the friction, which I do feel makes him important to what's going on right now. I can't wait till he stops being a cunt. It might be a while.
Right, because he seems like he's going to be like that for a minute.
So here's the thing, though. We also do know him and him and Human Torch do get into it a lot. They always have. It almost feels like a sibling rivalry in a lot of the situations.
Until you start throwing blow. I mean, I guess that's normal, I guess.
But they do have their differences. That's always been a part of it. We've known that.
Yeah, they never really liked each other.
I didn't realize Ben was this much of just a dick, though.
Yeah.
Like, I want to steal Reed's girl.
In front of Reed.
Right. And that's one reason I didn't pick Reed. He didn't say shit.
Yeah, Reed just... Yeah, we talked about this too. You said Reed just sat there and just like... Okay, calm down. Like, I'm surprised you didn't throw one of them haymaker stretchy arm punches to his face. Like, BAM!
I'd have wrapped my arm around him one way and then hung off a fucking building.
Right. Yeah, that's what I said literally like, and try to choke him out. I don't care. You know the saying where I don't give a shit. I'm going to at least attempt it. I'm going to attempt to choke you out. I'm going to attempt it.
I'd have put him in
some sleeper hold, like just a hole where he's like stretched out.
I'd have put him in a cage, and then dropped that cage into some water because I don't think Thing needs to breathe underwater either. I don't know though. I could be wrong.
I can see you doing some shit like goodbye.
You're going to the bottom of the ocean.
Right, goodbye. And like no, right in the water. We're Namor-less and Monstro. There you go. Enjoy.
But super excited. We're gonna get to read the first couple of Hulks. Which a lot of people love the original Incredible Hulk run, comic-wise. So it'll be fun to go through and see what all they do there. And then maybe we'll get lucky and we'll see a lot of those stories translated into a future Incredible Hulk TV show that is already out, that we watched a terrible movie based off of it.
Right. You know, that's what it is. Right, exactly. With Lou Ferrigno.
So it looks like we're going to get some Hulk, we're going to get some Fantastic Four, and we're going to get some more Tales to Astonish. So that is what next week's episode is going to be about. I'm loving the Comic Corner. I'm loving this opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
To go back. All right, so let me see if I was right. When the Space Beast attack, I gave 3 out of 5 stars. Fantastic Four issues number 4, I gave 4 stars.
Right.
Fantastic Four issue 3, which was the Miracle Man, I gave 2 stars.
Right.
Tales to Astonish, the Anthill one, I gave 2 stars. And then Fantastic Four number 2, I gave 3 stars. And then I gave Fantastic Four 1 3 stars as well. So I was pretty much right in my remembrance of what I gave them. If you guys are wondering, I'm at cmro.travisstarnes.com is where travis-starnes.com. That's where I'm giving all of my ratings at.
Oh, yeah. I'm just making a mental note that, hey, this is what I'm going to be reading for one day.
I'll write them out for you.
I appreciate it.
Because even these, the next Tales to Astonish, it's not going to be the first story like the other 2 have been.
Right.
This one, we're actually reading the last story
in
the thing, because that's the one that has somebody that comes back later.
Oh, okay.
So forth and so on. All right, so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I guess we're going to go ahead and end that there.
I enjoyed it. It's cheese. I enjoyed both of it, though. Like I said, I had some laughs, had some hijinks, but, it was cool.
It's a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Loving these old school comics. Can't wait for them to kind of move up in the world a little bit. We've still got a lot of time before that happens.
Right, because he was showing me the Spider-Man thing. I said, damn.
Yeah, that's cheesy as fuck.
Wow. Help me, God.
I'll just wait till Gwen Stacy dies. So...
That's going to be a long-ass panel for that one to have, like, shit. She's still falling? Literally.
I keep on falling. All right, so I guess we're going to end that here. Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys liked it, be sure to slash that like button, subscribe, ring the bell for more content drops. This is the 3rd podcast episode to drop this week. We had one drop covering Shang-Chi, and then we had one drop for What If's Doctor Strange episode, and then this one. We're here and having fun.
We're doing it, man. You're going to find us everywhere.
Exactly. So with that being said, we love you guys. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see y'all crazy people later. Excelsior!
Yeah. Deuces, guys.